Hi, I'm Steve at the Boiler Doctor, and welcome to the mini-series that I'm going to create here, and I'm going to bring in a few guests to sort of give their expert advice on different areas of energy efficiency. And today I've got with me Andrew Bell, he specialises in windows, doors, conservatory roofs, and he's going to give us a bit of an interview on what the products are that he sells, how we can help you in your home with your energy efficiency, and make that decision on what to do with your energy efficiency. Now, the background behind this is that I install boilers. Now, it's all right me fitting you an aerated boiler, but if you haven't got that aerated house to go with it, the boiler is going to become a derated boiler. So let's get into this. I'm going to bring Andrew in with a bit of an introduction. Welcome, Andrew.
Hi, Steve. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, mate. So if you'd like to just give us a bit of a brief introduction of who you are, where you're from, and what you specialise in, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I'm Andrew, and I'm based in Bournemouth, and my business is Precision Home Improvements. We specialise in the installations of UPVC and aluminium windows, doors and conservatories, orangeries and replacement roofs. So basically, yeah, anything to do with windows and doors, really. Been in the industry for 27 years, but I've only been running my business for about a year and a half, just under. So yeah, quite a long time in the industry. So windows and doors are my thing, really.
What does energy efficiency mean to you? And I say that loosely because there's so much is thrown about energy efficiency and what that actually is and what it means. You know what I mean? And it's a question that's a hard one to answer. I understand that, but like it means different things to different people. So to you, in your opinion, what does energy efficiency mean?
So to me, energy efficiency means reducing energy consumption while maintaining comfort in your home. Basically, it's about creating sustainable solutions that contribute to the environmental conservation, having new glazing or replacing a conservatory roof to maybe a more insulated roof, like the new tiled roofs that they do. There's so many on the market nowadays. Will help massively towards reducing any energy consumption. And likewise with changing your windows, if you've got old timber windows, single glazing, you change it to a double glazed window, or even a window that's 20 years old. Nowadays, they're so much more energy efficient with the glass. They got the low E coating on the outside, a warm edge spacer instead of the old aluminium spacer. That on its own will make a difference.
So what you're saying there is you don't have to replace the whole window. You could, in theory, just come and change the glass within the window, and that would make your home much more energy efficient.
That would help towards it. Yes, definitely. You've got some of the old window frames have steel in and things like that for reinforcing. They're going to be a bit colder in the frames, but changing the glass would definitely help towards that. And if they're in a good condition, good hinges and locks and things like that, and they've been well maintained, they could definitely make a difference and saving costs massively. And likewise with changing the roofs, you can leave the window frames in and change the roofs on their own because most of the heat would be rising up and through the roof.
Yeah. So changing a roof would be beneficial because we had this conversation before this started about especially conservatory roofs that they're unusable spaces. You can't use them in summer because they're too hot, and you can't use them in winter because they're too cold. So that's just a great option. So what would you say the main benefits are to energy efficiency?
Well, our products, especially the roofs and the double glazing in the windows, significantly improve thermal efficiency. This means better insulation, less energy required to heat or even cool down the home in the summer. The roofs are able to achieve around 0.15 watts per meter per Kelvin as standard, with the ability to get down to 0.12. So with added insulation, which you can be called up, but 0.15 will comply with the current regulations on the roof. But
I was just going to try and get it down. Sorry to interrupt there, Matt. So in terms of for obviously a homeowner that's sat at home who has no idea about U values or heat loss, anything like that. What is that? What is 0.15 as a U value?
Okay, so U value measures how effective a building material is as an insulator. So quantifying through a structure, yeah? So it is measured in watts per meter square, Kelvin, and Kelvin is the guy who came up with the U value thing. So they just put that on the end of it.
Kelvin's his actual name.
Yeah, something like that. I think it might be a surname, I think. Whilst that figure may seem complicated, the principle is simple. The lower the U value, the more energy efficient the material is in the conservatory roofs and windows, etc. And this is a marker of how well your roof insulates against both excessive heat in the summer and heat loss in the winter. So you like I say, you can get it down to 0.12, which is very good.
Yeah. And do you know what the U value of a standard conservatory roof is from what they were fitting years ago, and they fit thousands of, and then realised that they were unusable spaces?
Sure, blimey, no, they probably wouldn't have a U value, to be honest. They're that, they're just not efficient at all. Especially the polycarbonate roofs. You're just going to lose heat in the winter. We used to have one in our first house 15, 16 years ago. It was already on there, and we never used it. The only time we used it is if we put a heater in there for 20 minutes, blow heater, heat it up, quickly have your tea or whatever you're doing, and get back in the winter. And we had a small radiator in there as well, so it literally didn't keep the heat in. And in the summer, it was boiling.
It's funny because when I go to customers' houses and I'm installing boilers, and even if we put a radiator in one, they're just used as a junk room. The 9 times out of 10 people just putting stuff in there because it's put stuff in there, shut door, and forget about it because they don't use the space. And it's such a waste, isn't it? There could be a beautiful space to overlook your garden and be used for what they're used for, but they're just not.
And that's the thinking from everyone when they wanted the conservatory. It's basically bringing their garden into their home. They can sit in a conservatory, read a book, or entertain friends. You can, but it can get cold or can get too hot.
You're either sweating or you're freezing.
Yeah, that's it. But nowadays, the glass is a lot better than what they were years ago. A lot of them do reflect the heat. They're still going to get warm, ultimately.
Yeah. So in terms of savings then, so if I was to get all new windows and doors in my property and get a new roof, is it like a bit of an how long's a piece of string question that?
It is really. It is really, I think. It depends on the products used, but customers would generally notice a noticeable decrease in their energy bills. But it's different if they've done one window and left the rest as they were, because one window is completely knackered when it's fallen off the hinges. You wouldn't really notice a difference. You would have to do all the windows to noticeably have a difference. And I think so, yeah, personally. But the windows and doors nowadays are superior compared to what they used to be, even 10 years ago. They would notice a difference percentage-wise. I wouldn't like to put a percentage on it, to be honest, because, again, it depends how big the house is, how many windows they've got.
I was going to say, there's so many variables there, isn't there? So if you're in a two down and you get all your windows and doors done, as opposed to a 5-bedroomed whatever, there's such a difference in volume of space that to put a percentage on that would be a difficult one to do, and it's such a variable that you probably couldn't guess. So if I today went and got all new windows and doors, and I had a conservatory and I got a conservatory roof, either corked or a new tiled roof, would that add value to my property?
Yes, basically. If you had your new windows, 100%, people are going to walk up to that house, brand new windows or a year-old window. They don't need to do that when they move in, especially if they turn up and you've got old 25-year-old windows in there. So our products add values to the properties, improved energy efficiency, security, aesthetics, functionality, or attractive features for all potential buyers of your home. Yeah, and like we just said about the roof, changing a polycarbonate or a old glass roof to a tiled roof, signed off under building regulations, which comes if you take out the internal doors from your house to your conservatory to make it one room. You would then have to have SAP calculations as well if you're changing the roof, so which would make an unusable conservatory into an habitable room. So it'd have to be signed off properly with building regs and SAPs. And SAPs are standard assessment procedure, which refers to the process of calculating and determine the energy performance of buildings and homes. So the predicted energy assessment from that would then be used to help calculate the EPC rating once the building's been completed.
So it's not just as easy as coming, taking the old roof off, putting a new roof off, and it's job done. You've got to have calculations done for the SAP ratings and all that. That's what you're saying.
Exactly that. But there is people out there that don't bother with all that, which I know for a fact. Yeah, just to obviously save a few quid, maybe. It should have all LED trays put in as an extension would. Instead, people just do LED flashing. So it's about doing it the right way. You can say to the homeowner, we're going to save you a few pounds by not going through building regulations. It's all going to be above board. But when you come to sell your house, you've then got the solicitors asking, have you got the regulation certificate for your roof that's been signed off? And then they've got to go through
in my experience, I get the same for the boilers. People looking for the building regulation certificate and the sign-off documents, stuff like that. But it's always with these solicitors; they always seem to leave it until day before completion to get this information together. And if you haven't got it to hand there, it can just cause no end of issues, can't it? I'm in the same boat there, obviously. So Andrew, what are the long-term benefits then of doing your windows, doors, and conservatory roofs?
Long-term benefits include reduced energy costs, increased property value, and enhanced living comfort. With extra space to entertain your family or friends, basically you're just expanding that living area. So again, like we said with the conservatories, if you make it into a more livable room, it's only going to be happier for your family life as well. You've got a room you can disappear into while everyone else is having fun with the kids, maybe with a book or whichever. Really, it's just a more comfortable area. And our products that we use are designed for durability, ensuring lasting benefits as well.
Yeah. So and on that as well, like people have got growing families and it's space, but when you've got little ones, it's all right having little ones running about and you constantly need eyeballs on them. But when they become teenagers, and you want that space, or they want the space, and you've got much more space in your home, I think that's a massive added benefit, and underrated is the amount of the space that creates. Because if you think that these people have already got that space, but it's just unusable. So to just get a roof on it and to solve that problem it'll just be amazing for some people.
Definitely.
I'm going to move this to choosing more away from the energy efficiency, but choosing a contractor within your industry that is what contractor, what qualities would you be looking for in a contractor in your industry or sector?
Yeah, I think customers should really look for contractors with proven expertise, a proven record of installations, really, as well. Good reviews, relevant accreditations. In the double glazing, you've got Certas, which we're Certas registered. You have Fencer, like you have Corgi, and things like and Gas Safe in your industry. So it's important to choose someone who understands specific requirements of energy efficiency installations as well, really. So we have customers that ask us questions about how is this going to affect my home from what we've got now, basically. So people that come out with the right answers as well, and how you come across to the customer in that first meeting as well. If you're asking a contractor these questions and they don't want to answer them, or they go, I'll go away and I'll put it in an email, you need to hit these points to them and just say, look, this is what it does. I'll put it in an email so you've got it all in writing. So if you've got any questions, come back to me. But yeah, some people are a bit wary of doing things like that, really. So just do your homework, your due diligence, really, on contractors. Ask questions on social media is great. The community groups, there's always people asking for recommendations. We get recommended, but other people recommend obviously their friends and family. But if you can get customers to say, look, if you can recommend us on this, that'd be amazing. They go a long way, don't they? Recommendations.
Yeah, they do. Referrals is what you're talking about there, mate, and it's the same as same as anything. If you can get a referral from if I'm looking for new windows and doors, and I get a referral from somebody, it doesn't just stop there, does it? You don't just get a referral and go, right, we'll use that company. Look into these people, because I'm only in the same boat. So look at the Google reviews, look at the testimonials, the websites, the social medias. There's loads of avenues you can go down. And as a tradesman, you sort of, from the outside looking in, we're already onto a bad foot before we even walk through the door, because as much as we don't like it, our industry, the bar is just set so low with communication. There's lots of different things, and we're also that customer is already expecting you to be either late or not turn up before you've even got there. And it's one of them, isn't it? Looking for that right contractor, that communication is there from the outset, getting that, not just communication, but you're getting the information that you need, making sure they've got the right accreditations, all that kind of stuff is valuable and important. And it's the same in my industry as it is yours, in every industry. The one thing I didn't realize is the level of accreditations in the window fitting industry. Even me as a homeowner, I don't know about the windows and doors. That's why I've got you here. But I didn't realize that you had to be accredited with a governing body to register your installed windows.
Yes, mate. Yeah, but like I say, we're with Certas. It's a good thing to have. They will go around and check your jobs as well to make sure you're installing them and all the specifics are right. So you've got safety glass where they should go. You've got fire egress hinges where they should be going. Trickle vents nowadays for ventilation, which that was a law that came in last June, June 22. So every window should have a trickle vent in, and up to a certain amount per room. So
and that's just giving that sort of peace of mind to customer, innit? If you think you've got somebody coming to check your work to make sure it's right and it gets signed off, gives your customer 100% peace of mind. So,
100%.
In terms of you and your business, then, what are your long-term goals and your company vision? Because I'm sat here in the background watching you grow as a company. That's why I've invited you here, and I'm seeing the progress in you, and you're a year in, which is amazing, by the way. So what are your long-term goals and visions?
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, it's just over a year in. So grown massively. So my goal is I want to be a leader in the energy efficiency home improvements in our local area. So Bournemouth, Poole, Christchurch, replacing old conservatory roofs, or we're looking into another product, cork spray, to spray the roofs internally and externally, which we're looking into in January. So potentially something decent coming out of that. It's just to make the home a place of comfort and security for customers, really. But yeah, I want to become a leader for a team. At the moment, I've got a very small team. It's myself and a subcontractor, but obviously I want to grow. So I want to be able to grow and watch my company grow as well, not just personally, but and my team grow. And I want to lead them to becoming the same way as me, really. Just to be the go-to company, really. We're friendly. We're going to be a friendly company, family company. So yeah, just to make our customers' journey as smooth and as easy as possible.
Yeah, that's great. And it's the same as me. Like, there's brilliant tradesmen out there. There's some amazing people, skilled people who are great at what they do, great at communication, and the jobs just run smoothly every time because of that. And as I said earlier, the bar is set so low that the customer's expectation is that you're going to be poor at communication, that kind of thing. But like when you're trying to grow your company into something that's that is transparent, you're going to turn up when you say you're going to turn up, and you've got a team of guys around you that are also going to have that company vision. You're only going to excel and be an incredible company. So I'm going to look forward in the background watching that growth in you. So in a bit of a fun question now for you that I thought I'd just sort of end this with. And what is your funniest career moment? And it doesn't have to be within the job you're in now, just as a whole. It can be when you was a teenager, apprentice, whatever that may be. But a funniest moment at work for you?
It's probably when I was working for a company. This is probably 15 or so years ago. And we're working on a massive site over in Christchurch. And there was me, the guy that works with me now as my subby. We worked together then. And another fitter. And he had a young lad, an apprentice working with him. We just had him running up and down the scaffolding all day for us. And at the end of the day, yeah, like we do. So at the end of the day, the guy that we're working with said, look, go and clear the van, make sure it's tidy and everything before we pack up. So we were just finishing off. He went down to the van. We went down thinking, where is he? Where's Lewis gone? He must have fallen asleep in the back of the van or something, because that's what he would be like. He's 17 years old. We went down there. The back of the van was shut. We're like, where is he? We opened the back of the van, mate, and he's standing there covered in expanding foam. He literally, where he stored his expanding foam gun up at the top, he tried to pull it down to tidy the top, and he just yanked it, and it came off the gun, and it just exploded in his face, basically. He had it everywhere.
It's
mate,
horrible
it
stuff as well, isn't it? Just
exactly, yeah. No,
just
but he
awful.
got paper tissue, and he's trying to wipe it all off his face, and it's all just sticking to him. It was hilarious. He didn't find the funny side of it, but we were in stitches.
Brilliant.
So funny.
So for people that are looking for your services or to know a bit more about you, where can they find you?
They can find us on our website. So that's www.precisionhomeimprovements.uk, or on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and myself on LinkedIn, Andrew Bell. So yeah, you can find us on all those social media platforms as
Are
well.
you just Precision Home Improvements on all of them?
Yes, bar LinkedIn is myself, but we are on there as Precision Home Improvements as well. Yeah, but the easiest way is probably the website, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I just want to thank you, mate, for your time today, for going through that and giving my customers some more information on energy efficiency and what to do to improve their energy efficiency within their home. So thank you so much for being on here. It is very much appreciated, and have an amazing day.
Likewise, thank you very much, Steve. I really appreciate it. It's been good.
No problem at all.